fans, people into webs, it is me, Sam of SG1, coming at you for another Star Trek, the official Starships collection. Oh yes, we are going to do issue number 7, special issue number 17, The Planet Killer. Oh yeah, and as per usual, we're going to do the nice glossy magazine, ship itself, but more on that a little bit. So yes, let's get cracking on, shall we? Shall we? Let's do it. Specification, type, ancient weapon, encountered 2267, system L347. Hull, solid neutronium weaponry, anti-proton beams, subspace distortion field. And then we've got a really cool image on the front there of it firing its main weapon. That is so fucking cool. And then we've got the specifications, not a lot on this ship actually, to be fair. Some like nice images there. The Enterprise and other Constellation scanners were able to penetrate the Starships, the Planet Killer's neutronian hull, so Starfleet was never able to determine any details about its internal workings. The machine's interior could have suffered considerable damage when the Constitution exploded inside it. Even though the Starship's antimatter pods had been rendered inert, the explosion caused by the overload of the Constellation's impulse engines would have been equivalent to a high-yield nuclear bomb. The Constellation was one of 8 Constitution-class ships that we saw in the original series. It was one of 2 that had been destroyed. Additional Constitution-class ships were added when the series was remastered. Matt Decker was one of several Commodores to appear in the original series. 2 of the others, Stone and Mendez, commanded Starbase, while Bob Wesley took charge of the war games that tested the M5. The Planet Killer destroyed all the solar systems in the sector containing system L370 and L374. It's not clear how many other systems it had obliterated since it entered the galaxy. And then we've got Making the Doomsday Machine. So we've got images from the original series episode there. Some images there. It's a fucking cracking episode, actually. Then we've got Matt Decker, Spock, and I can't remember her name. Is it Yeoman? Oh, wait a minute. Come to me. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Lieutenant Palmer. That's her. And then we've got images of the original show, and I believe that was it was an Airtel kit that was commercially available at the time. They just redressed and made to look it's been destroyed. But I never understood why the registry number was 1017 instead of 1710. Would have been much, better registry number. But there you go. We didn't know such things back then. And then Star Trek Second Generation, the Doomsday Machine played a role in creating some of Star Trek's most memorable characters. Yeah, the second season of the original series is actually the best season. First season, there's some good episodes in there, but I think overall it's a bit sort of miss for the most part. I love it all. Season 2, it's almost every episode's a fucking hit. And season 3, there's a couple of good ones, but mostly miss again. And then we've got sort of characters, talking about original series characters and movie characters there. And then we've got on screen, the only time we see it is in Doomsday Machine. And not many people, and it just says designed by unknown, so I don't know, nobody knows seems to have designed it even. The visual, probably Matt Jeffries, I would think. The visual effects from our team worked on the remastered version of the original, I'll start again. The visual effects team who worked on the remastered version of Star Trek gave designs of the Planet Killer an upgrade. Stopped short of making the radical changes. Norman Spinrad says that he would ask them to consider designing it to look the way he had it. I don't know, make it the way he had intended, but ultimately they decided against this, preferring to stay close to the original look. And if you look carefully, that's the original look, and it doesn't look unlike the ISS Charon from Discovery. Actually, that's a really cool design. Actually, I like that a lot. Can we, Eagle Moss? Can we have this as a special, please? That'd be nice. When John Eves designed the Mirror Universe Imperial pilot ship for Star Trek Discovery first season, it was based on the design that was imagined as the skeleton of the Planet Killer. would look like. The idea that the Empress would have repurposed the technology. Ah, there you go. Interesting. USS Constellation registry NCC 1017 was used because it could be made by rearranging the numbers in the Enterprise's registry, meaning that the VFX team could use the decals on the AMT model kit. That's it, the AMT kit, not the AL kit. Anyway, that's the magazine. I've lost the ability to read. And there's a fantastic image on the back there of it all powered up. So, onto the ship itself. And I'm getting messages that my battery's about to die. Bad YouTuber, bad. I should have checked. I'll just have to plug in. I will edit this out. There we are. So, that was the magazine. Onto the ship itself. And it's the Planet Killer. It's very nice. Very, 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 very nice indeed. I fucking love this. It's great. I love the detail on there, the different gradations in colour. You've got everything from white, grey to charcoal and black in places. You'll notice this bit. I'll show that off in a minute. And again, it's very, very similar design to the top. And it tapers off into this like weird tail at the end, which is really cool. I mean, it's just a long singular tube, basically, that goes around destroying planets. And inside there, you've got the gaping maw of death. But it has a light up feature. I shall get onto that in a moment. Yeah, so what you do is you see this section here, which is kind of nicely sort of hidden, and because it's all ridged anyway, it kind of sort of blends in, so it's quite nice. And it's just held on by some neodymium magnets that are really strong, actually. Pull it off, and underneath there is a button, and you can push it, and it comes on. And we replace the batteries like that, and they are staying on there, they ain't going anywhere. And look at that! Diddle-diddle-dun, 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 diddle-diddle-dun. Oh, look at that. That's cool, isn't it? Now, there's some people modding these to put flickering bulbs in there. Now, I wouldn't mind that, actually, a flickering bulb in there to make it look a bit more, original series-y, a bit more lively. But then throw in a red as well, to make it just alternate between the colours. But that is really fucking cool. I think this is the second only ship to light up in the collection. The first is the Borg Cube that was given away as a subscriber incentive way back in the day. And this is the other one. And to be fair, I'm glad they put the electronics in because fucking brilliant. And I've not even seen this in the dark proper yet. Let's check it, shall we? Shall we, let's? So I'll just turn the light off here. So I have to stand up and you can see my fat ass. And I'll turn that light off there as well. And we will turn off the TV. There we are. Total darkness. And look at that, boys and girls. Look at that. That is cool. It's got some quite powerful light on it. So you can I mean, you could almost use it as a torch, but not quite. It's just, it's fucking brilliant. I fucking love it. I think it's one of the best things I've bought recently. It's just fantastic. And my dad liked it. And my dad does not like Star Trek at all. He thought this was cool. And he goes, does it light up? And I went, oh yeah. So I'm just putting my lights back on. There we are. Put this one back on up here as well. There we go. There we go. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. It just encapsulates the original series fucking brilliantly, and I just absolutely love this thing. I think it's fantastic. Again, the reason why I'm subscribing to this is this, and though this is a special sort of add-on to it, but you know what, it's fucking cool. I fucking love it. And the only letdown is the stand. The only letdown is the stand. Now the stand is one of those, but you can see there it's moulded to fit this. So it'll only fit in a certain way. There we are. But the only problem is it ain't secure on there. But it does look cool, all lit up on the stand, I must admit. Especially at that angle, it looks really cool. They could have incorporated a way to maybe even to take out the battery cover and have another battery cover there and place it on the stand. Thus, you know what I mean, to keep it secure on there, because that ain't secure on there at all. I mean, it's fine if it's stood on a shelf high up somewhere, it's absolutely fine, but that's the one thing, it doesn't connect. You know, it's not secure. You know what I mean? So, although these are getting really sloppy now, that's so far cockeyed. You know, it's got Planet Killer on there. But yeah, but other than that, I think this is a fantastic addition to the collection. Should you get this, if you're an original series fan, this should be high on your fucking list, because look at that. That is so fucking cool. That is really fucking cool. I love it. 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 So yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to prattle on and attempting to read, which clearly I can't do anymore. So thanks for watching, and if you like what I do, why not subscribe? You can hit that notification bell as well to tell you when I've got new videos up and stuff like that. And give this channel give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel out somewhat awful. And be sure to check out my other Star Trek reviews, which will be here. But check out my Transformers stuff as well. I'll be doing this fella very soon. And if you like what I do, why not consider subscribing to Patreon? It's just a couple of dollars a month. There's some cool rewards over there, and yeah, that'd be so cool. And if you don't want to, it's fine too. Anyway, that's me. This is this video, and I'll catch you very soon. Adios.